Hello there. This is a quick look at a little game I've been working on. Working title is 10 Minute Tycoon. It's a little railroad building game that's supposed to take 10 minutes to play. So, the way the game works is you're going to be clicking on these cities. Cities are the orange hexagons. Click on a city and somewhere else to build a track between those places. After that, hovering over resources are the colored squares, is going to allow you to start some trains making a shipment like that. And the way this works is, let's see, where would I have a good one? So for example, here we have a yellow resource. It is going to go to the nearest yellow city. And nearest means following the tracks that I've already built. So we can start a new shipment there. Here you can see my income. Right now I'm losing $14 every minute. The income is determined by two things. First, there's how much revenue you're generating. Right now, $22 a minute. The revenue is determined by the trains. Basically, a train's revenue grows geometrically as it goes through more cities. So this train that's going from the blue city to the yellow city is producing 3 money every single run. These shorter runs here that are just from the cyan city to the yellow, they're just giving 1 money every time. So that's the income part. That's right, the revenue part. The other part of income is the interest rate. That's negative. So right now I've got $130 of debt. You can never get rid of debt, you just accrue more. And the interest rate is pretty high. It's like 40% per minute, roughly, and you have to pay it every single second. So the basic goal of the game is to build a track network that actually is profitable and use that to finance your expansion all over the map and ship every single resource to a first approximation. The game will last 10 minutes. You saw the timer ticking down here, it just ticked down to 0. At that point the game is over and your final score is going to be the income during the last minute. So this was not a good score, that was minus $20. Let's try again and see if we can do better. Oops, reload. Okay, so first we'll want to find a reasonable shipment here to get us started. That would be a pretty decent start otherwise, except you can't actually get a good path between these two cities, since these resources here are blocking the way. Oh damn, this is actually a hard map. This yellow to that purple would be good, like linking these 3 cities, but again that yellow resource is being a total pain. Actually we got a really bad random map this time, there's no cyan city here. Let's reload that, just because it's not going to be fun. Alright, well that's no yellow city, I really need to fix this part. Okay, now we've got all city colors at least present, so we have some kind of a chance here. Okay, so yeah, the short-term goal, we need to make a roughly profitable small rail line. The long-term goal is going to be to set up very, very long shipments. There's just one yellow city that could be a good target for the long shipments otherwise, but there's just 2 yellow resources around. That's not really good. I think we might have to do this. It's not great, but at least it gets some income going. So that was 17 debt. We'd better produce some revenue here. Now these cyans here are the obvious next choice, I think. What we can do is link this one here, and that will give us 2 4-length shipments. So let's see, we're not profitable, so we'd better expand as fast as possible rather than wait to gather up more money. As you can see, these trains do actually block the tracks, so if you have too many short shipments here, like there you see this train couldn't move because somebody else was in the way. So this is actually going to be really bad in the long term. There's way too many short shipments happening here. They're not very efficient, but we're just trying to make do somehow. Alright, I think the next question is what to do with these purples here. One option would be to basically loop around like this to these purple cities. I can't really afford it. So we are making a profit now, $13 a minute. On the other hand, we've just got 7.5 minutes remaining, so we're probably going to be using debt for the expansion here. The problem here is that if I connect from this cyan to there, then we just get the 1 and the 2 shipments from there, and then the rest of these aren't too great either. So I think what we want to do is build from this blue city up there. That should give us a better rate on these 2 purples, slightly. We'll get a 2 and a 3, and we should be able to get a better rate for the 2 cyans as well. So I think what we'll want to do is hop from here to there and from there to here. It's not perfect. Okay, so now you can see here this track is not what I want. I want it to exit on the left side of the city, but it's entering on the track because it always chooses the shortest path. So what we can do is build it the other way around instead. Here in the preview it's showing a green dot for piece of track we can build using cash, and a red dot for the piece of track that will require taking debt. This is going to take maybe 1 more minute before we can really afford it. I don't want to take more than maybe 200 debt, so and this first one is not really going to do much for us. Actually, let's do at least that. And then you can see we can build from the other way the remaining track pieces. Here's a fast forward button. Let's wait until we've got our $20. Alright, and ship these purples away. And next we need to finish this track between the 2 purples, and we're ready to expand further. So for the following shipment, the question is whether we following track build, do we expand from this cyan or this purple? This cyan at the very bottom edge, that's the natural next step. And there's cyan cubes, so we really, I think, want to go through the pink instead. That's gonna cost more money, but so be it. Ship those cubes. We're going to be running into some time issues here. I might need to take more debt. So let's see, this is going to cost about 150 to get from first the pink to the pink and then from pink to the cyan. The pink to the pink track doesn't actually give us any income, so that's not a great first step. The other option would be to just build to this corner. That gives us 1 shipment of 1, 2, 3, for 5 cities. That's not bad, but we are really up against it with time. So let's finish that first one. Now actually there's an interesting question here. We could do from the cyan to the blue instead. The benefit here would be that if we go from the pink to the cyan, then we can't get the cyan from the blue city. We can't get those as very good shipments, while right now they're actually pretty profitable. That's good enough that I might even build that track with that. Yeah, we need to do it now. There's not a lot of time remaining. There is a kind of a balancing act here between how aggressively you expand that, because it is going to cost. I mean, look, half our income is going into servicing the debt, so that's a problem. Especially since we've only got 3 minutes left. And it takes about a minute for a train to actually travel from one end to the other end of the board. So we really want to have our track finished at around 1:30 or so. Okay, so I think that's not a great shipment, but let's do it anyway, just to get started. Come on, just a few more dollars. Alright, start those shipments, and now we're almost ready to finally ship these yellow cubes from very early on. This going to this bottom edge might have been a mistake. It would have been interesting to go first to the yellow and then to the pink in the up corner, but I think we just don't have the time for that, because it's really expensive track. So let's connect up here. Actually, yes, this was a horrible mistake. I should have taken the yellow first because it had a good cyan. That's now just rubbish. Okay, that was not great. So we'll ship our yellows, ship the cyan for way less money than we should. Let's see, can we afford to build that track? Almost. Right, and one more shipment. So yeah, this track from the blue to the cyan, that was a huge mistake. Cost me tons of money. Alright, now there's nothing more to do, so let's go to fast forward and wait out the clock. That's a final score of 278. So that's the game in its current state. Let's see if I'll make another one of these at some point.